Hello, hello. Tamsin Lynn Stahl here from the Modern Day Mystic, and I'm here today with the amazing Drea McGowan, the founder and creator of Lipstick Intuition. Drea, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me today to have this conversation. And why don't you just start off by introducing yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and who the clients you work with are.
Well, thank you for having me. I have been doing readings for about 20 years. I specialize in astrology, but I'm also a psychic medium. I've been doing energy healing for around 4 to 5 years. I'm a certified professional Reiki master, energy worker. I also do light language healing sessions, and I sell metaphysical products where I channel magic and Reiki and intention into bath soaks, body scrubs, body sprays, whatever you can think of, at lipstickintuition.com.
Love it. All the things, all the things. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how your experience in the High Value Mystic Accelerator has been and implementing a high value program impacted your business?
Well, before I met you, I was at a point where a lot of healers get, where I was experiencing the burnout. I've had my business for quite some time, so I've had clients for years and years and years. I do get regular bookings for readings, healing sessions, all the things. On top of doing products and live Instagram sales and things of that nature. So it got to a point where even when I was booked, it just, and that was a previous milestone where you want to get to, where you're like, oh, I need to get booked up, and that's going to be it. That's the ceiling. And you get to that point and then you realize it just, even with cleansing your energy and taking time to rest, it's still very, very draining. And I just got to a point where I just knew that my current business model was not sustainable. So my spirit guides heard me, and I saw your advertisement on Instagram, but I didn't even know what a high value program was until I looked at your content and reached out to you. So I didn't even realize that was kind of going to be the next step in my business. I had had people ask me about it in the past, working with me more closely, but I've never heard the term high value program and how that worked. So I just felt like I needed a change. And since implementing a high value program, I feel like a lot of pressure has been released, where, because it's a higher price point and I have a different direction to channel my energy, that now I can just be creative with my products and not feel like I need to make 500 body sprays to pay my rent or book 50 readings a week. It kind of creates a business model that's more sustainable, where I'm still conserving my energy, and the stuff I love to do, I'm still passionate about, and I can be creative and not have the pressure of, I need to pay my bills, I need to eat, all the things. So, that really kind of made a huge impact on my business and just even my perspective of where it's going in the future.
I love that. I love that. And it's so true too. I mean, I know for people who are just starting their businesses, they can look at a very established business like yours and go, wow, like she's so successful. Like that's amazing. She must be like on cloud 9 and that must be incredible. Or what I used to experience is people being like, Tamza, like you're booking 12 clients a week and months in advance. Like that must feel so amazing. And it did, but there was also this level of exhaustion that no one who hadn't yet been there could truly understand or relate to, because it's like you're so happy and so fulfilled, but also so tired. And the thought, can I do this for the rest of my life? Actually, is it going to allow me to live the kind of lifestyle I want to live? And then if we have even bigger goals, knowing that we're going to have to get even busier to really reach those goals. No. So definitely having a high value program, in my opinion, is such a great way to allow in that long-term sustainability. And I also love that you didn't have to sacrifice or give up any of those other things in your business that you love in order to implement this.
Right. It just made it more fulfilling. And not even just the high value program, but your expertise on creating a signature session also helped me, because even though I already had sessions, I was given information in the accelerator program that allowed me to streamline my sessions to be more efficient, for me and my clients. And that really helped me as well, because it kind of narrowed down my scope and it made my customers, I had too many sessions, I had too many options, people were confused. And I feel like the accelerator helped me recognize that. And then also, create a more streamlined session where, I'm kind of dictating how the session goes and, all the stuff that we learned in the program. So that really helped me as well.
I love that. I love that. And I'm curious for you, like, because you mentioned that you had never really considered a high value program. Was there any, I guess, doubt in your mind around, can I do this? Is this something that my clients are going to be interested in? Tell me a little bit about that, about your thoughts that were running through your mind.
Yeah, I struggle with imposter syndrome. That was something that we talked about on our strategy call when I first talked to you. That was something I knew that was kind of hindering me kind of taking the next step. I always kind of thought as a healer that I had to reach a certain level, Mario Brothers, get to the end, and it created this like carrot on a string where I was never able to get to that imaginary level I had created in my head. So it was procrastination. I never took the next step because in my mind, I felt like either I wasn't worthy of creating a program that people would purchase, or that you had to be at a certain level, been doing healings and readings for 30 years for people to want to learn from you. And that was a huge doubt in my mind. Also, the investment was scary for me. That was the first time I'd ever spent that amount of money on investing in myself. And so that was like kind of a pit in my stomach because I was thinking like, what if I don't get clients? What if I take this program and I don't get a client, or, I don't make back, my investment, or however you want to put it. That was also stressful for me. Because I was relying on 50 body sprays a month to pay for it. I'm just kidding. But, that was the part in my brain where I was just like, okay, I'm either going to make this step and make the change. And I think your program allowed me to kind of dig a little deeper into those doubts and see where they came from. And then also like all the people in your modern day mystic group, or even the people in the group, and just like realizing that there's so many other people that are in the same position as me, going through the same thing. It totally shattered all these belief systems I had made up in my mind that weren't real. So that was really eye-opening for me.
Yes. And sometimes too, when I look at the spiritual industry and really why I do what I do, I'm so passionate about it because when I started my business, and even after I'd been running it for years, no one told me that this was an option. Like no one told me that this was a way I could work. And so when I realized it and had kind of that aha moment, and started implementing it into my business and had the tremendous success I did, I was like, I have to teach this. I have to show this, because just like you said, it wasn't even an option. Or if it was an option, it was like, well, I can start a mentorship once I publish a book, or once I have 100,000 followers, or once I have this, or once I have that. And it just is such, we don't always see what's possible until we start seeing what the possibilities are, really. So I would love to hear from you. What have you noticed in yourself and your business and your offers? What kind of transformations have you seen?
Well, the transformation started right after I signed up. You have some kind of magic abilities, I'm sure, but my life literally started imploding immediately when I signed. It was just, I think you've said this a few times. It's like, once you tell the universe and your guides or whatever you believe in that you're ready, like the shift just starts happening immediately. I was in a community of healers and readers that don't believe in charging money, don't believe that if you're a true light worker that you make good money, and all that outdated belief system stuff. So there was a lot of that community that fell away immediately when I started the program. So I felt like that was a sign because I'm obviously changing frequencies. So that allowed me to get into a more supportive support system, surround myself with people that are in the mindset that we are abundant healers and people that are, doing this with me. So that was a huge shift right off the bat as soon as I joined. Also the mind work, the mindset work in your program really kind of like changed my perspective because again, I realized that all my thoughts and doubts or fears that I wasn't alone. There was a lot of other people that felt this way. And it just allowed me to realize that I had been, kind of in this other community that was the total opposite mindset. And now I've been invited to this other community that's so supportive and positive. And that was a huge shift for me because I was like, wow, I found my people, this is like where I'm meant to be. So that was another huge shift, not feeling like I'm alone, finding people that I can relate with. And then also just like a lot of the shadow work that comes with your program that I wasn't expecting. When I first signed up with you, Tanza, I thought it was just going to be a blueprint for making a program. And it is that, but it's a lot more than that. And I wasn't expecting that. So I was, pleasantly and uncomfortably surprised by that. There's just a lot of different things that come up while you're in the accelerator program that allow you to kind of like dig a little deeper into, certain things that will trigger you or, different belief systems. A lot of your program is mindset work. And even though I've done that as a healer and a reader for so long, just your perspective allowed me to shift, different ways that I was thinking of things, maybe creating false narratives or different stories in my head that weren't really there. That was a shift that I was allowed to, or that allowed me to share with my clients. The more I transformed throughout your program and understood these different modalities and mindset changes, that also shifted my perspective as a healer. So not only was it leveling me up, but allowed me to level up my clients even during the program, because when I'm doing my sessions, I now have this higher level of awareness and this shift in my mindset that I can share with them. So I feel like it also allowed me to be more vulnerable with my clients. I think I've shared this with you in the past about, you're very authentic in the way that you present yourself with, your typos or, videos with no makeup and just kind of being who you are. I feel like it inspired me to also do the same. You'll see on my Instagram that I post more videos with no makeup on, no filter. And I don't need to rehearse a video for 20 minutes to post it anymore. I'm just more myself and I just feel more comfortable in my skin because I've realized that I don't need to be perfect for my clients to want to work with me. They want to work with me because of me and what I'm doing and my transformations I'm giving. So I think the accelerator program allowed me to kind of shift that part of me, which draws more people to me. I've definitely seen an influx of people, being more drawn to me now that I'm opening up and being more vulnerable, sharing some struggles I'm going with, or, a lot of times as healers, we think we have to be perfect and we can't share the hard days or whatever. And so now I don't just show up when things are great. I show up when I'm having a bad day too, because I feel like we need to show that side of ourselves. So a lot of your videos and modules in the accelerator program and through that process allowed me to not be afraid to do that and show up as myself and not try to be something I'm not in order to sell people, that whole thing. I feel like I just kind of did away with that in 8 weeks.
Oh my goodness. I love that so much. And you've had so many tremendous celebrations. Like I know you celebrated your biggest month in your business. You've had clients pay in full, clients join your program. How has that affected your confidence and how has it opened you up to what's possible for your business?
I was shocked last month. I made the most money I've ever made in my business. So that was, I had to like look in the mirror and be like, is this really happening? It's amazing because I feel like it's really that mindset work. It just like, it was inspiring learning that stuff, but also like implementing it and seeing how it actually happened was like, whoa, this shit works. It's not like something where learning, and you start implementing it and you're like, what the hell? It's like, it literally started working. I started advertising my high value program before I even created it, named it. I didn't even know, I just started talking about it. And the amount of interest I got, and having a client pay in full, $3,000. That day was very special for me. I, almost shit my pants. But anyways, so, it was just, it's a lot of those things you've never experienced before, because we're taught that we have to do readings from donation, or to be a light worker, you can't charge money. So that really allowed me to know that, one, I was doing the work, two, that the work was working. And three, that I can do this. I don't have to be at a certain level in order to do this. There is value in teaching people at every level in the journey. And I may not have reached, my full peak or wherever that may be in my journey, but I can still teach people what I've learned up until this point. And so I feel grateful. I have 2 people that have signed up for my program. I'm still taking discovery calls. So yeah, having an almost 10K month last month was really, I remember telling you that on our strategy call. I would love to make 10,000 a month. And I haven't yet, but I know based on last month that I'm going to get there.
Absolutely. You're so close. And, you said something really powerful there, where sometimes we think that we have to be like at this certain level, this idea of where this level is that we have in our minds. And I think that is such a missed opportunity for people when they say, well, I have to be at this level of XYZ before I can help anyone. Because the thing is as you evolve and grow, and you already mentioned this, but your clients evolve and grow, and they get to see this and they get to experience this too. Yep. So I would love to just know, what would your advice be to someone who is considering joining the High Value Mystic Accelerator?
Everybody's in a different area of their life, but in general, I would say if you're having fears, if you're having doubts, it's a good thing, right? Because it means that it's going to push you out of your comfort zone. And that's when I was on the call with you, and I felt excited, but also like, it was like, I knew it was good, because that's the feeling that you want, because that means that you're being guided out of your comfort zone. And that's what you need to do, is push yourself in order to get to that next level, because it's really not as scary as you think it is. There's so much of the accelerator program that will surprise you in a really good way, that allows you to feel like you're not alone. Other people have gone through this. It's also really motivating to see other people having successes. That was something that really pushed me even further, is you sharing everybody else's successes. And I was like, hey, okay, I can do this too. So sometimes it's environment, if a flower isn't growing, we don't school flower. We put it in the accelerator program allows you to be put in a new environment to be able to, and you feel a little nervous. That's a good thing. That means that this is for you, because it's going to help you level up. And that's what you need. Right.
Exactly. And it isn't, to do it to go into that comparison mode or anything like that, because everyone has celebrations in different ways and at different levels. But it's just that if we don't see what's possible, we don't know what's possible. And when we come into an experience like this and we see the celebrations and experiences people have had, where we're still going, oh my gosh, will anyone ever pay $3,000? Can I even do this? Do I have anything to put together a high value program? And we're able to see someone who's gone through the same system, the same steps, done the same mindset work that, in their own way, and done that work. When we see them having those big celebrations, we go, I just got to keep working the steps, working the program, keep doing the work, which is so much of the mindset work. It's the energetic work. And then of course too, sometimes we just need to know what to do, right? Sometimes it's just just tell me what to do and I'll go do the things.
Right.
Amazing.
That was one thing that was for me, is because I have ADHD. And what I liked about the accelerator too, if you're somebody who's not tech savvy, maybe you don't have a website, you're not, really good at computer, social media, the way you break it down, Tanza, it just makes it very digestible pieces of information. I didn't feel like I had to sit through a 3-hour video. It was, here's the little bit, you digest it, you go do the steps, and it was really easy for me to pick up where I left off and just kind of like go at my own pace. I would also say if you're somebody like me who gets really overwhelmed and things like that, I loved that you didn't put a lot of pressure on me. I still have not finished your modules, even after
And
leaving
that's
the program. But you never made me feel judged for that. If you've ever gone to maybe a personal trainer or a different kind of coach, you get the personality that's like, why haven't you done that? Or people that are hard on you to like, have the accountability. I didn't feel that from you. I felt like it was, very judgment free, and it allowed me to not stress about what I was able to complete or digest at the time frame it was for me. Because when you are this isn't a healing program, but I did a lot of healing and shadow work during this program. So I was trying to do that, plus run my business, plus learn new things and skills. So it just took me a lot longer to go through your modules, and everybody has a different journey. So if you feel like stressed, like maybe you already have a lot going on in your life, you have some kids, or you have a separate business you run with someone, or it can feel like, can I do this? Can I commit the time to this? And what I liked about the accelerator is that I didn't feel pressured. I knew that I could get to it when I got to it, and I still got so much from it, and had huge transformations, even not finishing the modules. So, if you're somebody who's worried about that, I would say you don't need to be, because I'm that person and it didn't make me feel that way. So
I love that. I love that. And yes, and it's so true. And it goes so much further beyond the 8 weeks. It's an 8-week program, but there's modules you have for life. You can go back to them again and again and again. And as you evolve, and as your program evolves, and as your biz bestie evolves, and you will, and you get to go back to it and go through it again and again. And especially as we do it, as our mindset is shifting, our vibration is raising, it's a totally different experience as well. So often I will give advice to people who are wrapping up the program, and they'll say, okay, well, what do I do next? And I'm like, well, if you're not ready to join the longer term program, go through the modules again, go through it all again, and just witness how much you've grown over the past 8 weeks. And that can be so incredibly powerful. Well, I could not possibly be more excited for you, because I know that there is so much just right around the corner, and so much happening for you and your clients and in your business already. So many celebrations have happened. So much more is going to continue to happen. It has been such an honor to work with you and to witness this ripple effect too from your own healing as that's affected your clients in ways. I'm so excited for you. Why don't you tell the people here that are watching this, where can they find you? Because I know some of them are going to want to connect with you for sure.
Me all over the place. Talk is Lipstick Intuition. My handle on Instagram is Lipstick Intuition. I also have a private Facebook group that I would love for you guys to join. It's called Lipstick Intuition Soul Family. And you can also find me on my website, lipstickintuition.com. I have a bunch of goodies for astrology, different metaphysical products, tips and tricks about your intuition. I go live. I do live sales every month on my Instagram. So any of those places would be a great place to connect with me.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for sharing your experience. And seriously, if you're watching this, go check out her pages, go check out her work. It's absolutely incredible. And if you're considering joining the High Value Mystic Accelerator, you can send me a message and just say accelerator, or I will drop a link down below where you can also book a call if you would like to have a quick conversation. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.